subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Leader Spotlight. This time we're talking about Blackbeard and OP10. And if you haven't had a chance to play him OP09, please play him in OP10. He is crazy. And the reason why I think Blackbeard is a meta-breaking deck is because most Leader abilities are kind of simple in the sense that you can draw a card, you can trash cards, you can manipulate your Dawn, your health. But Blackbeard is the first true leader that has such a unique leader ability that forces your opponent to play in different ways. So right out the gate, you're Blackbeard. You can't play any on play abilities or use them, and that's perfectly fine. This deck doesn't have any. And during your main turn, you may trash one card from hand until the end of your opponent's next turn. Your opponent's on play abilities don't activate. So that's very tricky because most decks out there have on plays, and you as a Blackbeard can control when they can use that, when they can't. And the reason why this deck is so high ceiling is to effectively use your leader ability, you need to know, your opponent's deck. For example, if you're going against purple Luffy, you know for a fact that he wants to get Luffy Taro out at 7 Dawn. So around 7 Dawn is when you want to start black holing. If you start doing it too soon, you're going to starve yourself. Same thing with the new blue-black Usopp. 7 Dawn is when he starts to use his leader ability, not leader ability, but Rebecca into Kyros, into another card, and he can really flood the board. And if you don't know how Usopp works, you would kind of be screwed. So this is why you have to know how your opponent's deck. If you do, then you're definitely in a good place. You can use your leader ability. And the two new cards that are introduced in OP10, this Kuzan, which is really cool. You trash this character, draw one card, and then play up to a Blackbeard type character from your trash, like Jesus, and this Liberation as well too. Which, if you have two or more characters less than your opponent, KO up to one of your opponent's character with the original cost of 6 or less, and one with the original cost of 4 or less. I'm going to say something very controversial here. This deck list is crap. If you look at the most of the West deck list, this is kind of what they're doing. They're rocking these two new cards. You don't need it. I hate it. I played probably close to 50 games using the new cards, and the consistency is terrible. You don't have a lot of board removal. Even if you included in Laboon, that's not enough. So I'm going to say something very controversial. Ignore all of this. Don't play this deck list. Play this deck list. This is the deck list that I've been kicking ass in OP10. We're gonna see some gameplay against like Kid, Usopp, and other characters, and you're just gonna dominate them. With this particular deck list right here, you have a lot of tech, board removal, big bodies, and there's just so much more consistency. So please, this is the deck list you should play, and we'll get into why in a few. So the very first card, you want to have 4 Laboons. 3 to 4 Laboons, really important. When you play it, you can activate main. So on the same turn you play Laboon, you can play this card. You can activate his main ability, and you can -4 one of your opponent's character. Super important. Be able to use it to combo with Doc Q and other cards. So having 3 to 4 of these, super crucial. Next is, I love to have Jack. Jack is super strong, especially if you're going against other type of removal deck. Getting the +4 cost for Jack is really important. And on top of that, his activate main is you rest this card, draw one card, trash one card, and KO up to one of your opponent's 3 cost or lower characters. We have so many removal options here to reduce cost that Jack is super effective. I love him, and you want to have him in OP10. Then it's going to be Von Augur. I don't think you really need 4. I think 3 is enough. Von Augur, essentially you play him, activate main, you can -3 a character. I wish it was a little bit higher than 3, but sometimes, the -3 does help. And on K, draw one card. So I think having about 3 of these is more than enough. If you want to drop down to 2, you can, but I think having 3 is a good place to be. Next is going to be your Jesus. So Jesus is like your main character that you want to get out, build power on. And the way he works is, first you play him. This character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effect as long as your leader has Blackbeard, which we do. Awesome. He essentially can't be KO'd. The only way he can be KO'd is in battle or getting trashed. And the great part about it is, for every 4 cards in your trash, this character gets 1,000 attack power. So throughout the course of the game, what you want to do is build up your trash size, get it really strong, get the Jesus out, and make some damage. One of the biggest mistakes that you're going to see from a lot of new Blackbeard players is getting out Jesus too early and actually attacking with him and potentially losing him. Because if you attack with Jesus and you don't have, let's say, a blocker or enough counters in hand, they can easily kill him before he becomes overpowered. So when you play Jesus, you want to protect him, especially since we're not running the new Kuzan to bring the Jesus back. You want to be safe with this, and you want to have 400%. The next card is going to be Shiryu. Super awesome. I mostly use them for the 2K counter. Definitely have 4 of these because this deck doesn't have a crap ton of blockers. So, especially early game, you want to have these counters. And if you do happen to play him, adding 1 Don when attacking, you may trash 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards. So, it's a great way to search your deck if you're not getting the cards you need and you're not finding your typical searchers. Next is going to be Stronger. He's pretty awesome. Another 2K counter. That's what I primarily use him for. But in certain situations, you might need to use his Activate main, which is trash 1 card from your hand and this character. And if your leader has Blackbeard, draw 1 card, then give up to one of your opponent's -2. You won't see that happen too often. He's mostly useful as a counter, but having that additional option for cost removal is also really good. So 4 of these, definitely good. You want to have the 2K here, plus a 2K from Shiryu. Definitely good. Next is Doc Q. Activate main. You may rest this card. Character, if your leader has Blackbeard, KO up to one of your opponents with 1 cost or lower. So this is going to be like one of your main removal. You play him, use him with the Laboon or the Ice Age. And on KO, he gets, you get to draw a card. And characters like him and Lafitte are kind of considered blockers because when you use their ability and they're rested, your opponent is going to go and kill them in 99% of the time, because by keeping Doc Q around or Lafitte, you're just giving your opponent's giving you way too much value. So when you put these cards down, people are going to come for them, which I think is good. So definitely 4 of these, you want him. Next, Vasco Shot. Blackbeard doesn't have a good early game just because you're doing a lot of setup to get to your late game, and that's where you're like the most potent. So having some additional blocker is nice. Plus, you can also search for him too using Lafitte, using your event card or your stage card. So having 2 is nice. If you want to do 3, you can. If you find yourself dying too often, I can see an argument being made of like bumping him up to 3, maybe getting rid of one of these 2K counters, or even Von Auger going down to 2. So definitely having 2 is beneficial. And now this is your big boss body. 10 cost, 12k. He's a blocker as well too, which is really powerful. And activate main once per turn. So essentially you can only activate this on the turn that this teach character was played. So on the turn he was played, you can essentially nullify a leader ability and a character and freeze them so they can't attack. And that is so powerful, so crucial, and it saved me so many times. But remember, you can only use this ability the turn that this character was played. So if you forgot to use it, next turn you can't use it, or you can't use it again. So definitely be very mindful of that. And just having this as a blocker is so powerful. So having 4 is a must. Next is going to be your Lafitte, one of your main searchers. Activate main, you rest this character, look at top 5 cards, and look for a Blackbeard card. So that's super important. You want that, especially early on, like my first hand. I want to try to have a Lafitte or this stage card. If not, I'm going to go ahead and, mulligan again. But, sorry, I'm calling stage, but it's actually an event card. You want to have either one of these during your first 1 to 2 hands. And as I said, a card like Lafitte's kind of like a blocker because the moment people see him use them, the next turn they're going to want to kill him. If not, they're essentially giving you the ability to turn 1 Don into a free card in hand. Especially with Blackbeard, if you're using your leader ability too often, you're going to get yourself starved. This is where you want to have some additional cards, and Lafitte can help with that. So having 4 of these, non-negotiable, please do it. Next, more removals. Finger Pistol, so effective. On your main turn, trash the top 2 cards of your deck, KO up to one of your opponents with 5 costs or less. Super impactful, especially if you combine it with like Laboon or Van Augur or Ice Age. You can remove a lot of cards. And I also love his trigger because the trigger is, activate this card's main ability. So if this is sitting on your life card, your opponent attacks it, and you use the trigger, you can remove some awesome cards from play. Super beneficial. You want to have about 3 to 4 of these. I like to run 4, but I can see an argument for 3 if you want to get another blocker. But Finger Pistol, super OP. I love it. Next, you don't see a lot of people in the West run this, But I think in the East, you want to get the Ice Age. The Ice Age is so powerful, removal, 1 cost, and you can do -5 cost for your opponent, right? So if you combine this with, Doc Q or even Laboon, you can essentially KO anything on the board. So having 4 of these, super crucial. Blackbeard is a black deck, so he specializes in removal. And trust me, I've tried playing without Ice Age. Ice Age is what you want. It destroys way too many cards, especially the bigger 10 cost bodies. Like if you're going against Teach or if you're going against Shanks. Even with in EBO2, Enel has like a really big like 11 cost character now. So like having this super beneficial. In our last 3 cards, we're going to be talking about the first one is This Is My Age. Essentially, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to a Blackbeard, and then you trash the rest. I can see an argument to run more than 2 because you can use this to search and also build up your trash size, which will power Burgess. But I think 2 is enough here. I can probably go up to 3, but I wouldn't do more than that. And then I also love Liberation. This card is, I think, like OP because it negates and destroys. So you play this card out, and you can negate an ability. So if someone has a blocker, or let's say Lucky Roo from Shank's deck, which is if you KO him, he can KO one of your characters. This negates that. So you negate it, and then if the character is 4 or less, you KO them. So in a situation where someone has a really strong blocker and they're more than 4 cost, you play this, they can't use block on that ability for the rest of the turn, but now you can pass a blocker. Or if they're less than 4 costs, you KO them. So super beneficial. I think having 2 of this is definitely worth it. And then the last 3 is your event card, one of your main searchers. You trash 1 card from hand, rest this stage, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and find a Blackbeard. So getting this out early is very beneficial because if you don't have the cards you need in hand, you can just keep searching. And that's what you're going to see a lot of Blackbeard, players do. Is just searching all day. You want to build up all the pieces, and then this is going to allow you to have a good mid game, end game, and you're going to kill it. So please, if you're going to play Blackbeard in OP10, this is probably one of the best deck lists you're going to get because this combines a good amount of tech, removal, counters. There's good blockers here. Like essentially, it sets you up to deal with most situations. So with that, let's get into a couple of games. I'm hoping to see a couple of OP10 leaders. We're going to wipe the floor with them with this deck, and you're going to see exactly why this is so powerful. So let's get into a couple of games, and I'll see you guys in a few. Guys, time for another fun Blackbeard OP10 match. This time we're going against Lucci, so should be quite fun. I do love going against Lucci. Let's go ahead and we'll actually keep this right here. Lucci gets shut down by, Blackbeard pretty hard just because all the on-play ability he relies on to actually remove cards, we can easily negate, so I'm not too worried. Let's actually put down an initial, this guy. We'll end our turn. And let's see what Lucci's going to do. Black versus black. Why? Why must we have all of these colors always fighting each other? All right, 5K, not too worried. Let's go ahead and counter out of that. We're gonna keep our .q. Why was he gonna? Why would he even play this? He doesn't have any CP characters in his trash yet. But I'm like, he's probably like, oh, let me just get something out. So totally makes sense. Let's go ahead and do an attack here. Question is he gonna take that? Or will he counter? Come on, Lucci. What do you want to do, buddy? He's thinking very hard. Oh, he actually just took that. Okay, perfectly fine. We'll put down a Jesus. I could black hole to save this card, but I don't know. Maybe I actually will black hole, because if not, he'll probably just take him out, and I don't want that just yet. So we'll black hole, take out the finger pistol. We still have the Ice Age, which is quite nice. Boom, he's going for a 6K. You know what? I'll actually just eat that. I'm not too worried. Put down the Lucci. Luckily, he can't use his on play ability, which is awesome. And then we'll take the Lucci out. I think that's a good call. Boom, Lucci, I'm sorry. KO that. And then let's put the Hananuchi down. That's always good. Let's go in for attack. And then I'm not gonna black hole him next turn because he can't remove my Jesuses. He's gonna kill the Doc Q, which I'm perfectly okay with. So go for it. He does have 8 cards in hand. That's a lot of cards in hand. We have 2. We have 4 life. He has 3 life. So we're making progress here. Jesus still isn't really powered up, and we have 3 cards in trash. So very soon we need to get some more stuff out. Why would he do that? Very strange. Let's play this. We can't really take any of this besides our searcher. I'm really surprised he's leaving Doc Q around. Yep, that's probably why. Okay. Perfectly fine with me. Do as you must. We do have 7 cards. So we will play this. And because he's going to be 3 costs or lower, we can actually just take care of that. Trash 1 card in hand. We're going to trash this. Get rid of that. We are going to kill this guy. And he just said we're gonna actually activate Black Hole because we don't want Black Moria to start making any ruckus on us, which will be terrible. So let me just go ahead and Black Hole one of these. And then now we can start making, actually, let's put down a Lafitte, just so next turn we can start doing some searching, some 7K swing. Boom, boom. He killed that perfectly fine. Let's do another swing right here. Boom. Good stuff. He's been black holed, and yeah, let's go ahead. So he's definitely in a very dangerous spot. He can't really bring Moria to do anything. So I'm actually going to go in here, counter out of that. I don't want to lose any health. Ooh, activate main. Okay. Okay. Good job, man. Let's actually take this out. Just so next turn we can put this down and prevent him from attacking. Yep, there we go. Boom. Nullify. Freeze him in place. Let's also do a black hole. And then we can start doing some attacks again. Boom. Counter out of it. That's right. Cool. Attack with our Jesus. And then next turn, he's going to be in a very dangerous place. This is why like Blackbeard does so well against Lucci, because Lucci just doesn't have an opportunity to KO, and he's done. Literally, this is it. This is why Blackbeard is so powerful. He couldn't use his Moria. You know, he was able to use his Kaido once, and GG, like literally next turn, he couldn't attack with Kaido. And this is great. This is what we wanted to see. Let's jump into another game with Blackbeard and see what more damage we can do. Man, I love Blackbeard. Hi guys, time for another OP10. This is our second match with Blackbeard, and this time we're going to be going against Usopp. So I'm actually really happy about this. I love Usopp. I'm going to be maining him in OP10 along with Reiju. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea of the Usopp matchup, which is nice. Let's put down a Lafitte. We'll end our turn here. You know, the reason why everyone's always going to say to you that Blackbeard has a high ceiling, you'll hear me say this multiple times, because you have to know when to use your leader ability. And with Usopp, at level or Dawn 7, that's when he can get out the Rebecca to the Kiro, summon another character. So at 7 Dawn is when you want to essentially start to black hole him. If you give him an opportunity to get off the Rebecca combo, he's going to mess you up. It's like guaranteed. Let's go ahead and use our Lafitte. And I could take a Doc Q, but I really want this Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard's going to be impactful for us. Let's actually put down another Lafitte, do a rest. Damn, we can't take any of this. That sucks. I'm okay with that, though. And then we'll end our turn. Because Usopp got the Coliseum out, he can kill one of the Lafitte, put down a character, and that character will be attack the Lafitte as well, too. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to keep. You don't want to let me have this character for a long time. If you do, you're going to be in a bad spot. I'm surprised he's gone for health, but that's fine. We'll use the trigger ability. And let's take another Blackbeard. Draw a card. We have 3 Blackbeard. Are you kidding me? That's like ridiculous. We have 3 Blackbeard. So we can KO this. Who does he have in trash? He has nothing in trash. Let's go ahead and KO this. Sorry, buddy. What are you going to pull from your trash? You have nothing, so you can't even use that. And then what we're going to do is actually put down our stage event and be able to, yep, cool. Let's go in for attack. What will you do, I wonder? I don't think we need 3 Blackbeards. Man, as much as I want to use this stage to get rid of them, I think I'll hold off just because, we're not sure what this game state might look like. So maybe I might need 3 and I have no idea. But we'll deploy this and turn. He's going to be at 6 right now. So he could put down a Luffy or a Zoro, kill one of these. I don't really have too much on the board. So him, being able to get off some on play effects really won't hurt me. So we're both on a 4 life. What will Usopp do? He probably got rid of this because he has multiple. Oh, the Cavendish, of course. He attacks. Ooh, he attacks one of my active characters. I don't mind. Go ahead. You can have him. And then he's going to come for my life. And I am not going to give it to him. I'm sorry, buddy. You can't have that. So there we go. So what we want to do here is first, we want to definitely black hole. So we'll black hole, take that out. Next, we want to start emptying out his board. So kill this. He's going to get a card because whenever Dressrosa card leaves the field, he can draw a card, which is quite nice. I'm going to go ahead and do a 6k attack, and I'm also going to put down this Vasco shot. So I'm happy with that. Yep, counter. Remove cards from hand. Put the Vasco shot down. He's black hold and turn. So he's probably a little mad he can't put down the Rebecca due to Kyros combo and all of that. But you know what? It's okay. So he doesn't have enough for the Kyros. So who is he going to put down? Let's see. And he's black hole, so he can't even use the Zoro ability to kill my blocker. So I'm feeling really happy about this. Like, it's kind of pointless to play this character unless you can use her ability because she only has 4k attack. So 7 cost, 4k attack. Like, it doesn't make sense. I would have honestly just held off on playing this. Try to starve me out a bit and try to, play this down, but because now he's only down to 1. He's like, what do I do here? And that's the question. What do you do? And buddy, we're going to keep black holing you, not giving you a chance to stand up. He's got the Leo out. He's obviously going to search. But what can he find? He actually didn't even... Oh, I forgot. Black hole, never mind. You can't even do the search. Aha. So there's no point in me killing this. It won't really do anything. I'm going to need to black hole. So, you know what? Let me actually do a search here. Get the Jesus out. I think Jesus is a good call. Boom. We're actually going to get rid of one of these because we got to keep him black hold. If not, it's going to bite us in the ass. Let's do another search here. See who we can pull out. I think a 2K would be great. I don't really foresee a need for liberation, so we'll take this. Put liberation up here just in case. And then from here, we can just do a really big swing. Boom. And then the next turn, we can put down the big Blackbeard and start making more plays happen. So he's black hold, we'll end our turn. Man, I do feel bad for this Usopp, but he still has plenty of tools in his arsenal. He can still make some really strong, impactful plays. So I'm not too worried. He plays out the Rebecca again. Rebecca really can't do much. So it's kind of unfortunate. And you only have 4 of these in your deck, and GG, he's done. He literally can't do anything. And this is the power of Blackbeard, and this is why I love him so much. I'm sorry, Usopp, you're definitely in top 10 in OP10, but you can't beat Blackbeard. You just can't. So let's actually do one more, because I like to defeat life. Just winning when someone just concedes like this, it's not very, fun for me. Guys, we're gonna do one more Blackbeard game. I think 3 is a good number of games to show off his capabilities. This time we're going against Kid, which should be quite fun. We'll go ahead. I'll keep. This looks pretty good. So for Kid, essentially you may turn one top of your card life face up, set up one of your 3 to 8 cost character with Supernova with type active. Then that character gains blocker. So kind of annoying. Put a card face up, make one of your cards active, give them the blocker ability. Fun, fun, fun. Now, I haven't fought against too many Kid, but he's definitely one of the characters I want to learn to play. He put down a Shirahoshi, of course. Why not? So let's go ahead and I'm actually going to go do a search with him, see who we can pull out. We could get on the Blackbeard. I think a Jesus would actually be quite nice. Let's get a Jesus in play. We have two. Let's go in for a 1K attack. I'm going to put him down just so in the future, if we need to KO something, having him around would be quite nice. Because I don't play against Kid too often, I really can't predict when I'm going to need to black hole him. So I'm just going to take some guesstimates. My board state, I don't really have too much crazy stuff on my board. Ooh, I hate that on another on-K ability like that. Okay. Perfectly fine. Trash up to one of your opponents. That's fine. So what we're going to... So he does have a blocker. And we don't really have many cards in the thing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put down the Laboon. -4. Get rid of him. He's going to activate his ability. Yep, we're down 4. I'm not too worried. Going for the attack. He can't play that yet. And let's actually end our turn. So we haven't black holed him, but maybe that'll bite us in the ass. I hope not. So he's at 4 life. We're at 4 life. He's going to come in for the attack. Oh, he's going to kill Doc Q. Perfectly fine. We get a card out of that. Ooh, man. Oh, we got another Laboon. That's actually quite nice. I like it. So we have another Laboon. We have only 7. So we can't KO anything, which is kind of disappointing. Let's go ahead and play this. And nah, we don't want to do that. We'll just go in for the attack. Boom, that goes back to his hand. Not an issue. And we're going to end our turn here. This is one of the cards that I really hate a lot. He comes in for the attack. We'll take it. We have another Jack in hand, which is cool. Ooh. Man, this law looks so amazing. All right, we'll take that. Boom. Not an issue. We'll actually kill this guy next turn. Draw. Boom. We have 9 cards in hand. So we need to put him. So we'll actually do that. Boom. Select 1 card to trash. We will trash this. Get rid of that. We also probably should get a finger pistol in. Actually, no. We could get 2 jacks down, actually. Get 2 jacks down and KO this. I think that actually might be a better play for us. So put down the second jacks. We'll right here. We will trash this card, get rid of that. Let's go in for attack. So we have 2 powerful jacks, which is really good. Even if we don't use their ability, their 8K attack, which is quite nice. I'm going to go ahead and black hole him just because he might try to play something interesting. And we don't want too many interesting things. Jack is definitely one of the best tech / powerful cards to have in his deck. I really like it. We're gonna give up a Jesus, a Laboon. You know what? We'll actually give up the Jesus because Laboon we won't be able to do a -4 just in case. He's been black hole, so he can't get his rush, which I'm loving. Thank you so much. And then here he's gonna be at 6. We need some way. So we do have 10 Dawn. So you know what? We'll actually just do that. We'll play this. We'll freeze this guy so he can't attack. We'll go in. We'll actually do a leader ability as well too. Trash a card. I think having a Laboon might be good. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's go in for the attack. Do a 5K swing. And then after that, we'll do some big swings with our guy right here. Boom. 8K. Come on, buddy. What are you going to do? Then we'll do another swing right here. Good. She didn't get her because this was KO'd and not removed by an ability. So he didn't get the extra life, which is quite nice. And he's been black hole too, which is cool. And now this character can't attack, which I'm really happy about. And we have a blocker, so I think we're in a good place here. Ooh, oh, we got on plays the block, nice, good. And then we have another which we'll call Blackbeard that we can play, which is cool too. Awesome. Draw a card. Let's put down another blocker. He's a 9K, 10K. Let's go ahead and do that and freeze this guy. Boom. And now we have 2 blockers, 2 health. I think we're in a really great place. Kid is definitely gonna have some trouble here. Let's oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's actually black hole him just in case next turn he tries to play anything too sneaky. We still want to hold on to that Laboon because that Laboon is dangerous. Well, he's gonna be dangerous for them. Being at the minus, use my Jack's ability. Yep. We really want to get rid of this Chirahoshi, so I assume he's gonna block out. If he doesn't, I'm gonna be really surprised. Okay, that's perfectly fine. And I think it's worth waiting for next turn, so next turn we'll just kill him. And now we have really big bodies. We didn't really get to play out Jesus. We did have 12 cards in trash, so next turn we'll have some options. If we get another Blackbeard, maybe we'll play out a Blackbeard and attack with one. But he's been black hole, so he doesn't get the rush ability, which is quite nice. Yep, draw a card. And now we're just in a really great position. He really can't do much here. So we're going to actually try to end the game here. He only has 1 blocker. This is a really great place. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do a 10K swing here. Boom. Thank God this doesn't have a trigger that says when you kill it, you can play it again. So he's done. There's nothing he can do. 8, 9, 10. We'll do some 10K swings here. Boom. We'll do another big swing with him. Yep, blocker. We'll do a 12K swing and GG. Boom. This is why I love my version of the my Blackbeard deck doesn't run like the Suzuki or the New Liberation. I don't think you need those cards. I think this deck does very well in OP10. If you look at the other OP10 decks, they don't include stuff like Laboon. I don't think it's worth doing. This is the way you want. We just want another game. Like most times I win with this deck. I love Blackbeard. And GG, 3 games in a row we won. We beat we beat a kid, we beat a Usopp, we beat this guy. Like, if you haven't tried Blackbeard in OP09, please try him in OP10. He's even stronger, and he literally does not need his new cards. He is getting a new starter deck, which is coming out in June, which is going to give him more cards, but play back Blackbeard and just kick ass. GG, everyone.